You're listening to the Epically Geeky Show, a place for all things geeky.
Welcome out to the Epically Geek Show, episode number 167. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question is, what is the worst job you've ever had? Would anyone like to go first?
Sure.
All right, Ray. I was about to jump in there, but if you want to go first, Ray, go for it.
Okay, so I've had some jobs in my past. One of the ones that I can remember, I used to work at a water saw factory for concrete where they'd make stones, and I came away. I was one step away from having trench foot. But the worst job that I ever had was cleaning the meat department at a supermarket.
Ooh, okay.
Because the other guy wasn't good at it, and so I had to deal with the magnets. And it was the first job I ever had, and no.
Yeah, it's funny what makes a job bad. Sometimes it's the work itself. Sometimes it's the other people you have to work with.
Yeah, no, this was bad for both.
Gotcha. Nice.
I can't. Okay, so like full disclosure, I can't eat red meat. I can't eat pork.
He's allergic.
I'm allergic. I'll throw up. Like
Right.
So, and by the way, first job ever. All right, there, go clean that shit. So now I'm like tearing apart the saw and like all the different things that they use to cut up the meat, and I'm getting into all the crevices because you got to clean everything up. And it's like disgusting.
Yeah,
I did that. Yeah. I didn't find it that bad, but
Well, yeah. Were you dealing with another guy that didn't clean it well?
probably not.
Yeah, probably. Kris, what's the worst job you ever had?
Babysitter.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. God, I might have to redo
It's
mine.
me though. I don't like children.
Fair enough.
Just
Fair enough.
Hated it. It took me a long time to figure out. I was like, oh, it's me. Really not the. I just don't like kids. As a shitty camp counselor, hated that. And never, I remember when we were doing mom group really heavy, and somebody suggested, we should do like once a week. We'll all like rotate and take the kids so that mom has it. I'm like, that is a fucking terrible idea. I am not doing that. I'm not babysitting your hellions. I don't care. No.
Yeah, that.
I don't expect you to babysit mine either. No.
I like kids, and I even think that's a bad idea.
No. So babysitting, I hated it.
Fair enough. Shaun, what's the worst job you ever had?
I was a garbage man, which wasn't really that bad. I was buff by the end of the summer.
I bet.
But fishing derbies were the worst for cleaning up after. Oh my God. And it was Ray reminding me of that with the cleaning out and stuff. Oh yeah, meat department, at least it gets cleaned frequently. Oh, not fishing derbies. So horrible cleaning that crap up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the worst job. Being a garbage man was fine. It was just that particular aspect of it.
Got it. Honestly, my worst job was doing telephone technical support for a cable company. When I started that job, it was supposed to be just doing the internet stuff, and then I frequently got dumped into the cable side as well. We're talking early 2000s. So I was talking to my doctor at the time. I put on a crap ton of weight from the stress, because literally, like, you would go in, like, if I was working on a Saturday, especially if there was something like a boxing match or something going on, people calling in trying to do pay-per-view or whatever, and I still understand. I'm like, why have you not cut these people off? They owe $150, $200, like, but they just didn't want to cut them off or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, and then like people were yelling at me and stuff. Like I ended up not taking it, but my doctor even prescribed Zoloft for me. Like it was that bad. Like I was that stressed. I was newly married, doing this job. Oh, it was horrible. Like I walked out when I got fired from that job. I walked out, and it was the weirdest feeling, because literally it was like 50%. Oh my God, I'm married. I don't have a job. What are we going to do for money? And then the other half of me is just like, a weight has been lifted. Like I can go do whatever else. I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So, well, the reason I bring it up is I don't remember who came up with the topic. It may have been me, and it may have been an off growth from looking at some of our older episodes. But tonight's topic is we're going to go through and look at some fictional jobs, and everyone's going to pick three. Everyone's got three fictional jobs picked out. We're going to talk about some of the benefits and some of the drawbacks to these jobs. And then I thought it would be fun for everyone to vote which job we think that person took, and then they can reveal to us if they were able to take that job, which one would it be. So we will do this round robin. We'll do one job at a time. We'll go around, and then we'll do the second job, then we'll do the third job, and then we'll make our guesses and then do a reveal. So would anyone like to go first?
I will.
All right, Shaun. What is the first fictional job you picked that you thought might be interesting?
I chose Dragon Trainer.
Oh, okay. From what universe?
How to Train Your Dragons. Whatever.
Fair enough.
You know, they're all. It's a dragon. It's
Sure. Okay.
And like the pros, you're training a freaking dragon. That's
Yes,
so
exactly.
awesome. Like, and for me personally, I'm actually pretty good with animals, so I'm hoping I could translate that over. The cons, though, are like 10th degree burns, maiming, loss of limb. Like, there are quite a few potential, like,
Being
if you get the
eaten.
hiccups and you're like burned alive kind of thing.
Yeah. Being eaten, being maimed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Few issues with it.
Yeah, it's you gotta really love the job.
yeah, I would assume so. No, that's a good job. Like you're right. If you like animals, I can see that, and especially I had a cat. The shape of his head. I mean, he was gray and white, and even though I've got a solid black cat now, but the shape of his head reminded me of Toothless
Yeah.
from that, and just the way he looked. And so it was. I always thought of it, especially the way. Supposedly something came out a year or so ago. They even said like the way Toothless jumps around in that movie was done directly after someone's cat.
Mhm.
And they were, because you kind of look at the dragons, they are very cat-like in that movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you could
we
be all
had
right with it.
we had a black cat that Anubis, we called him Booby, and when that movie came out, it was Booby Dragon.
Nice. I'm gonna jump in here and go with my first job. I'm sure y'all could probably guess. Ghostbuster. I mean, I've already got the uniform. I've already got a lot of the equipment. Just didn't quite work in this universe. But some of the downsides. Apparently, the pay is not great. In fact, right as they're about to go fight Gozer for the final battle, Winston even mentions. Now, granted, this is 1984. But he's like, I think he said something like, "This job's not worth $11,500 a year," and I'm just like, "Wow, that's pretty shitty pay, especially for what you're doing." Long hours, you might die, you could die. Yeah. The benefits, though, the equipment. I mean, yeah, it's heavy. You're going to be lugging it around, but I mean, throwing in a particle accelerator beam at something that. There's not much else that kind of, raises on that level. The job varies. I could definitely see. I mean, yeah, you're constantly trapping ghosts, but you'd be going different places, seeing different things. Might be fighting types of different ghosts. We'll see. And then one of the best parts, of course, you'd be helping people. Like generally, I'm sure there'd be those occasional people that's just like, I'm not paying that amount, and I'd be like, well, fine, cool, we'll just let it back in there. So, but no, if you thought I was not going to put Ghostbuster on this list, then you don't know me. So, Kris, what's the first job that you had?
A shop owner in Diagon Alley.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Pros, I can make it as cool and quirky and weird as I want. I'm a fucking witch. I can do whatever I want. Con, it is customer service. So,
But if you don't like your customer, you just hex them.
Yeah, but they can hex you back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Protego, away you go.
No. Okay. Anyway, that's my first one.
So what did you say? Is there something in particular you'd be selling, or
Well, it would be like I don't know if you know the books, but Madame Puttyfoot's tea shop in Hogsmeade is just this like tea house kind of thing. Only it's really
fruit.
frilly and cutesy, but it's
Mhm.
kind of like that where it'd be like a tea coffee shop with bakes, some books, fluffy, squishy couches everywhere, like a chill hangout place.
nice?
Yeah.
I almost thought for certain you were going to say a bookstore in Diagon Alley,
Oh yes,
because I can imagine the type of books you would have in there.
so many books, all the books.
Problem is, she wouldn't want to sell the books.
No,
That's true too. Yeah.
I'd get
So a
emotional.
library.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that may not work. That may work out all right. So,
Mhm.
Ray, what's the first job you listed?
All right, so I thought it would be awesome to be a bartender on a spaceship like Guinan because she made it fucking awesome.
Yes.
Pros are that you get to know everybody on the ship.
Yeah.
You get ins with everybody on the ship, which means that they owe you favors because you can blackmail them if you have to.
So much gossip.
All the
So
gossip,
much
you
gossip.
know everybody's shit, and if you just hold it all in, oh my god, the power that you would hold. Like, yeah, Guinan she made it look badass. Now, synthahol, if I'm mistaken, please, Shaun, correct me, but people don't get drunk off of synthahol like they do.
No.
So
You can experience the symptoms, but instantly they're gone if you need them gone.
yeah, so what's great about that is you don't have to deal with any asshole drunks,
True.
which is good, right? So there's
Yeah, but you're always going to smuggle in like Romulan ale and stuff like
and
that.
there's the problem. But you will get the odd asshole, but I mean, at least you can beat them off the ship pretty quick.
That's true. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. They're not gonna really. I don't think many people are gonna really, unless they're just visiting the ship, are gonna be like, all right, well, I'm gonna just get blackout drunk tonight because what does it matter? It's like, no, we're gonna put you off the ship. Like,
Yeah. Bye bye.
yeah,
So yeah, maybe the other part would be the hours might not be great depending on because hours on a ship are all kind of fucked up. So,
true.
but yeah, I thought it'd be a good one.
Nice. Yeah, that's a decent job. Shaun, what's your second job?
I went with fairy godmother.
Yes.
That's a hell of a job.
Awesome.
I can see it.
I'm a problem solver, so and that's their whole job. And my love language is gift giving.
Fair enough.
It just seems perfect. The con would be the dress, and not that I have a problem wearing a dress, but the ones that they're in the movies and all that, they look layered. They look hot.
Oh yeah,
I don't like
definitely
heat.
look hot. Yeah.
It's a lot of pain.
Yeah,
Okay, but your
yeah,
mom,
like
you just make yourself feel whatever temperature you want to feel.
godmother in a thong.
Could you just straight go do like fairy godfather and do a suit? Like,
No.
Still, right?
no, she said. Kris says no.
No. So, but yeah, I was thinking fairy godmother. I had wings
Okay.
and kind of float around. That'd be all right.
Can he at least wear flats? Does he have to wear heels?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Kitten
Barefoot even.
Kitten
Kitten
heel.
heel. It's got to be a
Kitten heel?
little.
Okay, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
okay. Any particular universe?
Does it matter?
Shrek!
Oh, Shrek. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, then there's lots of singing involved with that one, so I might have.
Woo! Good. It's good music though. It's good.
Yeah,
song.
I guess I could make other people sing that.
There you go. Nice.
Just
The
throw
little
the
bobbity.
wand around. It's got to have the star on the end of the wand too.
Yeah.
My next one, I'll tell you about a different job if someone doesn't already pick it. But there was another job that I had immediately put on there, and I kind of thought about it again. And this job, I think, would actually kind of takes its place because I think it would actually be a little cooler. Q. I would want to be. I would work
That's
in.
not
I would
a
work in Q branch.
Job.
Not a job.
That's an existence.
No. I'm not talking about Q from Star Trek. I'm talking about Q from 007.
Oh.
I want to be the head of Q branch and be the
Okay.
only person that gets to give James Bond shit because he's the only one that gets to give James Bond shit.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Obviously, the benefits are you get to make some of the most awesome gadgets ever made, especially. And I would definitely want to be more. I'm trying to think of an era. Like even I would say even some of the older eras, just some of the slick, some of them are really slick, some of them are kind of goofy, but just I think it would be awesome to make these awesome gadgets. The downside, of course, would be constantly having to freaking fix the gadgets that get broken. Like you spend all this time working on this watch that has a laser built into it, and you just know the next time you see it, it's going to be in pieces, and you're just going to be like, "Crap, really?"
Yeah.
So
How long it took me to make that laser look like a pen?
exactly, yes.
Really.
So, but yeah, I thought being head of Q branch would be pretty awesome. Maybe not necessarily working your way up though might be another drawback because if you saw like as they're walking
But-
around and he's showing Bond some of the stuff,
John
you saw some of the
Cleese.
people who were getting flung around and beat up and everything else.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would want to be the new guy walking in on day one and be like, all right, well, this is a new fireproof system, we think. So we need you to put that on. You're like, okay.
You
So
hope you don't break a leg.
exactly. Kris, what's your next one?
So I went a bit. I didn't realize this until we started the show. I went a bit rogue with my last two.
Okay.
I just started making stuff up. So my second one is Edna Mode.
Fair enough.
That's cute.
Almost, yes.
I
She just doesn't have a department.
No, I
Really?
enjoy her. Yeah, she works by herself, which is amazing. That sounds awesome. I would like to do that.
And she doesn't do capes.
No capes.
No capes.
Like supermodels with their poofy lips. She just takes no shit, and I love her. I love her. The con would be that you do have to put up with
Egos.
with lots of
Super
egos.
egos.
Superheroes who are stupid, who want capes.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
And then people just dropping off their babies at random. And then they have a million problems.
Which goes back to your opening, the
No.
worst job ever. Yeah.
Babysit.
No capes, no babies.
Capes, especially Jack. I would lose my mind.
Everyone would lose their mind with Jack.
Yeah, Jack's too much. But yeah, and the mode.
Nice. Ray?
I would love, I think this is another good job. Custom made luxury planet designer.
Oh,
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Nice.
slurry Bart fart.
That's
Whatever.
Dude, to make a whole planet and design it in whatever shape or whatever you can think of, like cubism comes back. Sure, I'll make a cube. Like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, let's do it. I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Hours could be long, but who cares? I mean, you can't be scared of heights, though.
No.
That elevator doesn't look that safe.
No, that's pretty janky.
You just get lost while you're making your fjords.
But you could get an award for Norway.
You could.
So yeah, I think that would be a good one. Shitty name for yourself if you had like.
Yeah.
It's gonna get best.
No, not the best name, but could be the best job.
No, it could definitely be an interesting job. I'm stuck on you. You brought up the cubism. And I'm just like, man, trying to figure out the gravity on that thing is gonna be a bitch. So literally just walking, you're like, roop. So, Shaun, what's your last job?
This was tricky. Like, obviously, I wanted to do like Starship Captain, but it would have been too easy for you guys to pick out, so I didn't do that one. So my last one is Toy Shop Elf for Santa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you making or managing?
Oh, yeah, his clock's going off.
Yep,
so
I hear that. Okay.
Because his damn old clock is still going. It's a long fucking clock.
According to my phone or to the computer, it's
There we
about
go.
a minute early.
Well, yeah,
Well, we are
it's
better.
old. It's from my parents.
Nice.
They're like, "Hey, we got a clock we want to give you. I'm like, yay! And then, oh my God. But it's funny when the clock goes off and the batteries are dying because it like goes all over the place. It's just freaking hilarious. But anyway,
Nice.
not real great for a podcast. Anyway, yeah, toy shop elf for Santa. What was the question?
I asked, making or managing?
Oh, making.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, making. So pros, yeah, you're building and testing toys. That is so cool. I would
Yes, it
love
is.
doing that. And then it's also you're on a diet of like pure sugar and hot chocolate and stuff like that, and marshmallows, and oh my God, that's so cool. So cons, diabetes, but I'm already learning to live with that, so no, that's fine. And possibility of being transferred to the wrapping department. Shaun doesn't do wrapping. I know these man mitts are not built for wrapping.
3 pieces of tape.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Duct tape. Rolls of duct tape. But yeah, I think that would actually be really freaking cool. Just
It would be cool.
on toys all day long. The hours might suck, but I think your elf mentality would help that. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would assume so, yes.
Yeah.
Your overlord's kind of a dick, though. Sorry, Santa.
He's giving you cookies and sugar and all that. He's bribing you. You know what?
He makes you
Nothing
work.
wrong with bribery if you like it.
He makes you work 364 days a year.
It's about the elf thing though too. Like
Yeah.
the
I'm
happiest
sure
one
they
ever.
have shift work.
Yeah, really. Whatever. But
My last
yeah,
one was something that I just think would be a cool job. I'm going to ahead and give this away. I don't know if I would actually pick this one in particular, but mainly because of the two big drawbacks. The drawbacks on these are pretty high, but I still think the job's pretty awesome. Being a Men in Black. It would be awesome. The weapons, the technology that you would have access to is just unbelievable. But the whole, oh, by the way, you may die today thing, not really that great. And the whole, you have to leave everyone you know and love behind. That's kind of the big kicker there.
And they don't know you ever existed.
Exactly. On the other hand, though, you do get to travel, and you're probably going to save the world. Like, literally, it would be one of those things you just have to keep running it over in the back of your head over and over again. If, yes, I can't be with my family, but because of me, they're alive and they're okay. So
the other drawback with that one though is like retirement, you forget everything you've ever done.
that's true too.
It's like you didn't exist to yourself.
Yeah.
That would suck.
That would suck.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I thought it was a cool job, but like I said, I think the drawbacks are a little too heavy on it. So, on the other hand, I'm sure when you do retire, if you do make it to retirement, I'm sure they probably set them up in something you're mostly pretty happy with. So,
Well,
we'll see.
Post office.
I don't think they really wanted Jay to leave, to be honest, or Kay to leave. I really think they kind of wanted him to come back. So, Kris, what's your last one?
Okay. So yard maintenance as a hobbit in the Shire and or an elf in Lothlorien.
Fair enough.
I was on a landscaping crew my 2 summers in college, and I liked it. I really did. I'm the one that does all the yard stuff around here too, so it's cutting the lawn's very meditative for me. So why not do it in an enchanted forest?
Oh, hell yeah, yeah.
And an elf.
Can you imagine like Yardskeeper Willie in Lothlorien?
No, really, pick them out.
Screaming at the elves to stay off the fucking lawn.
Kris, me help them in the gut to go through the tree.
Oh my God, that would be such a funny mashup.
Hell yeah.
Oh, there's a story there somewhere.
Oh, groundskeeper Willie.
Nice. Ray, what's your last one?
All right, this one I think would be fun because it gets into breaking physics. A portal engineer for Monsters Inc. so that you can actually open the doors two other realities potentially, and like I just think that'd be so awesome to like test out these doors, find out where they all go.
Mhm.
Yeah, you'd have some weird ass fucking doors out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'd say, oh nope, not that one. Like hell no. Yeah. So and then I just secretly have one that I could just open my door and then I'm at home or I'm off to my vacation or wherever you want to go. My house would be full of doors wherever I wanted to go, and nobody could stop me.
Nice. That's not a bad one. The chances of dying are lower. I mean, there might be the possibility, but I think that'd be a pretty safe job. So
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to do like some. You'd have to have a chamber of some sort around the door every time the first initial entry.
yeah.
All right, open it up. All right, no poison gas. Okay, there's step one. We're good.
Nice. All right. So that's our initial jobs that everyone picked. Let's go around and vote guess which one each of us actually kind of picked. So we'll keep in the same order we're in. So we'll start with Shaun. So Shaun, what were your 3 jobs that you gave us again?
So I had dragon trainer,
Mm-hmm.
fairy godmother, or father, whatever, and toy shop elf for Santa.
Okay. Kris and Ray, what do y'all think? Of those 3,
Oh,
I'm
he's
kind of
oh,
leaning towards
fairy godmother.
Godfather.
He's the fairy godmother.
Okay, so y'all are on the same
Oh, hell
path that
yeah.
I am. Yeah.
His love language matches. I could see him rocking that like he would make it so embarrassing. He'd bend over on purpose. Like he would be taking advantage of every moment just to make you feel uncomfortable too. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, no, Shaun would be the fire godmother.
Yeah, I'm locking my vote in at that as well. So, Kris, I'm assuming you're same thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Shaun, of those 3 jobs, which one would you have picked?
You guys know me way too well. Yeah, it was for a lot of those reasons too. Fairy godmother all the way out of those 3. That's why I had to pull out Starship Cap. Anything to do with Star Trek, I had to pull out.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough. All right. Me now. So I had Ghostbuster, Head of Q Branch, and a Men in Black.
Well, I don't think it's Men in Black.
No.
Ghostbuster.
I want.
The guy friggin' lives and breathes it. Like,
I want to. I'm gonna say Q.
I want to say Ghostbuster as well, but something's telling me it's Q.
I gotta go with what he loves.
Yeah.
And like, look at his freaking shirt.
Oh, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I really wanted to pick Q Branch, but I just like. But if there was any chance in the back of my head that I could literally run around and do it for real, I'd have to give it a shot. Like, here's the other thing: would I probably make a crap ton more money working for Q Branch? Yes. Would I have to move to England? Yes. Would I make not as much money as a Ghostbuster? Yes. Would I be moving my wife to New York City?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Unless we're going to talk about franchises, I'm going to have to move to New York, and believe me, she's not going to fight me on that at all. So,
well, why do ghosts have to just be at New York?
Because that's just where they live.
I'm hoping as we get more movies, we're going to start exploring that. So, I mean, technically, the last one was in BFE, Oklahoma. So,
yeah.
All right, Kris, what were the 3 that you gave us again?
Shop owner in Diagon Alley, Edna Mode, or a yard maintenance worker either in the Shire or Lothlorien.
Oh, that's hard.
I'm saying Diagon Alley. And the reason why is because I've heard her go on and on and on about how if I could live anywhere in the world, I would literally live there. So that's really kind of what I'm basing that on. I could totally see you extremely happy with either one of the other 2, honestly, though.
Yeah,
Shaun,
I'd have to go with Diagon Alley as well, just because it's low work but high fun value. I think you could. I can see Kris getting a lot out of it. Like, oh, I don't like how the shop is looking today. I'm going to change it up, kind of thing, right? And it's easier probably to change a shop than a freaking yard or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Especially like you have those condescending elves looking over your shoulder. No.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Diagon Alley.
Ray.
I'm going with the elf
Really? Okay.
because she wants a long ass life that is eternal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
But there's nothing to say you can't be an elf in Diagon Alley. You can. You can.
No, I'm gonna stick with Diagon Alley.
And there's like Philosopher's Stone, like, hey, I'm gonna live a long time serving
But that's a good point. That is it. I didn't think about that.
And I didn't think about that.
And now she's changing her mind on the
That's
fly.
cheating.
I picked Diagon. I know, I picked Diagon. I didn't think about the whole elf life eternal thing because that's my thing. Because I was like, if there's vampires, happy, but
Yeah.
forever. But yeah, I would be. I would own a shop in that.
All right.
You found the major loophole, like Ray.
Yeah.
That was like the.
Yeah.
That's the thing that keeps her up at night, going. "Damn, I should pick the other thing."
Shit.
How do I do both? Can I do both?
Yeah. All right, Ray. What were the 3 jobs that you proposed?
All right. So basically, Guinan from Star Trek, because that's
Mhm.
fucking badass. Custom-made luxury planet designer, and a portal engineer for Monsters Inc.
I know. I'm going planet engineer. You could make so many like Halo courses and shit like that.
Damn, you're kind of convincing me on that, but part of me thinks, no, he really likes to make things
Yeah, planetary scale.
on a planetary scale. Yeah, I think you may have convinced me of that.
Yeah. Like Guinan's cool. I could see him more as Mr. Mod as the barber, but whatever.
I think you've convinced me, Shaun. I think I'm gonna go planet designer as well. Kris, what do you say?
I'm picking Guinan. Ray used to be a bartender when he was 18, and he made a shit ton of money. Not that you would on Star Trek.
Yeah, you wouldn't make any money on Star Trek.
But
True.
he's really good with people, and he also, despite his looks, really likes to know a fuck ton of gossip. So I picked Guinan only because spaceship. He's out in space. I'm probably wrong. Look at him giggling, and we're both wrong about each other. Oh no.
All right, Ray, which one of these jobs would you have picked?
We are consistently because we were wrong about each other. When it came down to it, I got to build shit. So yeah, I'm going with the planet engineer.
That honestly, that was the main thing, was the building stuff or making things. I was like, I think after a while you'd be at 10 forward and just be like literally putting like toothpicks and stuff together, like building stuff or painting. I'm gonna paint the whole walls again.
Yeah.
Down
So
on the
Yeah.
hollow deck all the time.
Oh, and listen, the bartending was fascinating. Like you would meet a ton of interesting people. Guinan is kick-ass character.
mhm.
That is tempting.
Yeah.
But he's going to be Slarty Bart fast instead.
But yeah, I gotta be certain about first.
Yeah.
Nice.
So close.
Well, to prepare for this episode, I looked up. Obviously, we're not the only people who have thought about this. I
Yeah.
looked up several different lists of. I think I just put in best fictional jobs or something like that, and I came across several different lists. So I wanted to just kind of run through some of the ones that they said. Dream Extractor from Inception. That seems like a hazardous job. Like I
Yeah.
looked at that when I was just like, I don't know about this list.
No, 100% not.
No.
Yeah, that one seemed bad.
Yeah.
And then I think you brought up before the show, the Looper Assassin.
Yeah, no.
No.
Terrible
Absolutely not.
job.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You heard the one of the things that common people put out nowadays is I understood the assignment. I don't think these people did.
No.
No.
Now this next one I get toy tester from Big.
I saw that.
I think that would be interesting, but I honestly think creating the toys would be more interesting of a job.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
get bored.
Gardner and Hobbiton. Yeah, that would be
There you
pretty
go.
chill. Pretty much you're just living in Oktoberfest your entire life.
So much fun, and everybody is super chill.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And even when they're not chill, it's over little BS things that no one
You
cares
smoke
about.
some weed and you're fine. It's
Yeah.
like, hey.
Best weed in the area too.
Yeah, really.
They had any job from Jurassic Park. Have you
No.
not seen how those movies?
No. Watch Jurassic Park the other day. Never. No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see here.
Unless it's Dr. Grant's assistant who's still working at the.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if I'm doing research on the other island that they're not testing anything on.
One of mine was going to be geneticist from Jurassic Park, like mixing
Well,
and matching. I think that would have been cool.
Not at the park. Like,
Yeah, not at the park.
shit.
And then that led to mad scientist was actually kind of up there too, but I'm not really good with blood, so yeah,
Yeah, that might be a problem.
yeah.
Hogwarts professor.
No.
I thought of that. I could do that.
On surface level, it sounds cool, but then I'm like, no, like you got a good chance of dying.
Yeah. Well, it depends on which. Like, obviously, if it's like Grindelwald or like Voldemort, yeah. But also, that's a boarding school. You're never fucking away from them. It's just children.
Oh,
that's true.
That's the kids thing. I can handle that.
Yeah.
Closest I'd be is Hagrid, and even that.
Yeah, and I saw someone post that. They're like, no, Hagrid had a pretty cool job.
Yeah, he had his own little place, his own little cool stone
So-
hat. He had a dog. It was wicked.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I did consider for a little while was working for the Ministry of
Mystery.
Oh.
The Department of Mysteries.
Department of Mystery.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be fun.
They had listed on here, what is it called? An Auror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a wizard cop.
Yeah. Once again, I think the chances of you dying are pretty high. So
Yeah, no thank you.
Did anybody look at Mood Eye when they no?
Not I.
yeah. They had Ghostbuster. They had Men in Black. We've talked about those two. Okay, here's another one I almost put on my list. Doctor Who companion.
Yes. Oh, shit,
There's a good
I
chance
that.
you might die.
Yeah, I'm not.
Whoa, I would go in a heartbeat.
No,
But oh my god, like going and having these adventures and then literally coming back to everyone else being like, yeah, I just spent a week with the doctor, but to you it seems like I went to go to the convenience store and I came back 10 minutes later. Like no one would ever know, and you have these grand adventures. And I was like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yes, those are the two things. If the doctor showed up at the door, I'd go without a second thought.
Or a
and if
vampire
the vampire showed up,
and
bit me. Yeah.
And then there was another one. We won't go through all these because they were 45 of them. And I'm just like, jeez, Dragon Trainer, that was on there. Hogwarts Professor. Some of these are different. Hagrid. It specifically said Hagrid. I just want Hagrid's job. Jurassic Park. Edna Mode. Literally, that was one of the ones on here.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbuster again. Men in Black again. Inception. I guess these people are all about it. Pokemon Trainer. I don't think your chances of dying are too high, but how do you make money at that?
I don't know anything about Pokemon. I was
winning
too
tournaments,
old
I
for
guess.
that.
Yeah.
Plus, after a while, I would be like, so we're literally dogfighting these things, right?
There's
That's
too many
not
of
cool.
them. There's
No
too many
thanks.
of them. There's like hundreds of fucking
It's just
Pokemon.
tired. It's sleeping. No, it's not a fucking.
It's dead. It died.
When your dragon took a big bite out of my little guy, yeah, I don't think he's coming back from that.
Dead.
It's dead.
Working the tea shop for Uncle Iroh from Avatar. Yeah, that would be cool. It might get boring after a while, but Uncle Iroh is pretty cool. They had being on the Starship Enterprise. Now, they also referenced the original Enterprise, and I'm like, Kirk's a little too fast and loose for me to be on that one.
That is a sexual assault lawsuit waiting to happen. He's way too handsy. No.
Yeah, really.
No.
What about a maintainer of Inspector Gadget?
Inspector Gadget.
That'd be a hell of a job.
No, what a Inspector Gadget.
Well, I know.
Yeah, why not?
I'd rather be Penny.
Yeah, Inspector Gadget's an idiot, so.
I can relate.
Fair.
Let's see.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm just kind of looking
dun,
through
dun.
these. Whatever
Dun,
Barty
dun,
Stinson
dun.
does. X-Men, no, like that. You're
No.
constantly looking to die.
No X-Men.
Yeah, some people are just like, yeah, that seems like a cool job, and you obviously haven't seen that movie or seen it in a while.
Yeah.
One of the operators from The Matrix, didn't they all die?
Yeah, really. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
No. Why? Always take the other pill. You don't need to know. Don't
Yeah.
honestly.
No, the operators are the ones that were usually born in the.
Out of the Matrix.
Well, I don't want to know anything about the Matrix.
Assistant to the regional manager at the
saw
Scranton
that.
branch of Dunder Mifflin.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I have an Employee of the Month shirt.
My only problem with is I kind of have a crush on Pam, and I'd just be like, oh man, Jim's a cool dude. I don't really want to try to like go around on that one. So, but anyway, yeah, there were quite a few on these that, like I said, an Oompa Loompa. Who the hell would want to be an Oompa Loompa?
Oh, it's a terrible idea.
I want to be a delivery boy on Planet Express ship.
Now that you may also die. You got a high chance of dying on that one.
Yeah.
Ishmael's
said a
job
Jedi.
was kinda cool at first.
Pardon?
Ishmael's job at first is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, actually, that whole series, yeah.
Yeah. An X-Files investigator could die. Jedi.
I'd-
Once again, have you not seen how that winds up?
Oh, they have one order to kill everybody. Like, no.
Yeah, really.
Execute Order 66. Damn.
Oh my God, this would actually be an awesome one. Ned, the pie maker from Pushing Daisies. Have y'all ever seen that show?
I like Kris
Yeah,
know
and
about
I've
that
never
one.
seen it.
Never saw it.
Oh my God, it's a fantastic show. It's so whimsical and so crazy.
I like that idea though. That was an interesting. Do you know what the superpower is there, Shaun? You bring somebody back to life for 1 minute.
Yeah. So he literally was touching people and like trying to help figure out how they died or whatever. And once he touches you, you come back to life.
Yeah, for 1 minute.
And then if he touches you again, you die again.
Oh,
This
I
time
thought
for
it was
good.
1 minute.
And so he's helping this investigator find out how these people die. Well, he accidentally brings this girl back to life and falls in love with her. And they can never touch each other because if he does, she will die again. But it's very whimsical. It's very colorful. It's if you can find it to stream it, you should give it a shot. It's actually a really good show. In fact, I think that's the first review I wrote for One Man Asylum was a review for that show. I loved it. Anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through here. Like I said, most of these things in here, they obviously did not think these jobs through. So that or maybe their job is really, really bad and they're just like, no, that's
Anything
fine.
would be good. Yeah.
At least I'd get out of the current job. I mean, I may die doing it, but at least it is anymore. So, well, let's go and move on to our picks or pans. Would anyone like to go first on that?
Sure.
All right, Ray, what is your pick and or pan?
So this past week, well, in the last 2 weeks, we went to movies twice, and it was fun and everything. But my pan was The Little Mermaid because,
Why? Why
Yeah.
do they need to?
It is not. Apparently, it's not doing great.
No, it's not. It's
fine. Melissa McCarthy. Did
Oh,
great.
she's amazing as
the
Ursula.
the actress that played the little Ariel was
Halle Berry.
yeah, she was fine.
Yeah, she did well. She did a
great.
good job. Yeah.
But I just a lot of it was like really, and then they made some changes that were like I don't know. So my pick instead is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse because fuck yeah, that was awesome. And if you haven't seen it, go see it because fuck yeah, that's what a multiverse is.
Nice.
Yeah.
The only bad thing I've heard people say thus far is, so when do we get the second one? Because apparently it's a 2-part movie. So
Yeah.
When Lainey was here, we were having a little conversation about Little Mermaid, and I'm just like, I agree with. I can't remember who it was. Someone posted online. I'm like, yeah, I don't understand why Disney is on this kick of doing live action remakes. They fucking own the Muppets. If you want to remake your stuff, do it Muppet version. We've already had conversations on this show about that. Like, I still think the gold standard is Beauty and the Beast, and everyone's a Muppet except for the Beast, and then you pick some really handsome looking dude, and everyone just talks about how horrible he looks.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think that would be great. My first thought is still John Hamm. I think John Hamm would be a fantastic Beast.
I saw he's Fletch in the remake.
I
still
heard
haven't
that,
watched it yet.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hugh Jackman would be hilarious.
Oh my God, Hugh Jackman would be awesome. You know who I thought of the other day too as well? Because he actually does have acting, like comedy chops, would be Chris Hemsworth. Just be like, oh, he's horrible. We can't hardly look at him.
Yeah, cute. Oh, so pretty.
God, that would be funny.
Or Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Oh my God. Okay, so the only good thing I've heard, well, I'll say the only good thing. One of the good things I've heard about this newest Fast and the Furious movie that came out is apparently he had fun the entire time and just chews the scenery every moment he's on screen. And everyone's just like, no, he was one of the best parts of that movie.
Apparently Vin Diesel's not happy about that, though.
Yes.
He's pretty sick.
Spotlight.
Well, what's funny was I heard someone was doing a breakdown of those movies and was like, since Paul Walker died, they're like, you really needed him to kind of balance them out. And since he's not there anymore, it's like his character is just not a strong enough, interesting enough character to hang the entire franchise. They're like all the other characters that are in the group, they're fun. You like watching them, and they do all this over the top stuff. But when it's just him trying to be serious, it's like it's not really working. So,
well, let's be honest. We're talking about a fucking movie franchise that started off with street racing.
True. Yes.
And they're like, they've gone to space and they've done all this other shit, and it's this international spy shit. It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah. So
yeah, Superpowers now apparently too. Like, yeah,
no. Kris, what's your pick and or pan?
Okay, so my pan is the wildfires that have been going on, all the smoke.
Oh yeah.
Blowing. This last week, every time I've opened the door to take the kids to school, it smells like wood smoke.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't got it as bad as like the southern part of Ontario and into New York State. But it's still weird when you open up the door and you're like, what is burning? Nothing's burning. It's just the smoke. And then the sunsets are all like hazy. It's kind of but my picks are, so Netflix does just the most brutalist dating shows. There's this one called The Ultimatum. They did now it's the Ultimatum Queer Love. So they have this round was they had I think 2 non-binary people and it was mainly women, relationships around lesbians. Anyway, it was fucking brutal and it was so awkward and messy and just like, oh, so much crime. So much crime. It was amazing. I'm like, why? Some of these people are really sweet and some of these people are awful. And then they did the reunion. Somebody walked off. Then they announced at the end that the couple that stayed was engaged at the reunion like a week after they decided to break up. Oh, it was amazing. And then yesterday, complete 180, I was a chaperone for my nephew's field trip. My nephew goes to a Mennonite school. So my sister married a Mennonite, and she asked me if I wanted to be a chaperone there. We have a historic jail here, and his class was going to come down to our town, and they were going to tour and stuff. Would I like to come? I'm like, sure, but like, you should probably ask the principal if it's okay if I come. So she's like, yeah, I bet she's fine, but I'll ask him. And he's like, because she told him, she's like, okay, she's not religious, she's got short hair, she has visible tattoos, and she does not, she dresses
She's
mainstream.
not one of us.
Yes. That's okay, because these kids are going to be seeing these people out in the world, and the more the merrier. I'm like, oh, sure, okay. Only 8 of them, and 2 girls and 6 boys, and it was fun. It was so much fun.
Nice.
His teacher is also the principal. One of the other moms came, and her oldest daughter, who's like 6 months older than Logan, she was super cool. She loves Renaissance and swords and like castles and crap. She wants to go. I'm like, you're awesome. But yeah, it was really fun. Apparently, my nephew talks me up at school, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it was just really neat to like be a part. And it's technically homeschooling, but pay for it because it's in the basement. Anyways, they love the school, whatever. But yeah, it was just really interesting to be with a group of Mennonites and me, who was wearing
that would have been fun.
loud yellow pants and a white t-shirt and a backpack. That's what I was wearing yesterday.
Tattoos.
And my tattoos are all out and everything like that. And it was so much fun, and the kids were so good. That was the best field trip I've ever been on. They were really sweet. One of the girls she's pretty chatty, but she was so smart. She figured out this puzzle that our tour guide gave us. He's like, that is the most in-depth answer I've ever had from a school.
It was how somebody escaped from
Somebody
jail, yeah.
escaped from the jail because they actually don't know. And she had all these theories, and she was like, that's actually like the most in-depth one I've ever had. It was really cool, and it was so nice. And apparently, like, the principal's like, your sister's so nice. She got along with everybody. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not going to be a jerk. My sister was there, so that made it easier. But yeah, it was.
Although she was trying to pick on you.
Oh, okay. So we just sit in this theater. Listen, I love my sister, but I used to beat her up a lot, and that doesn't go away when you get older. So she sat behind me in the theater. She used to do this thing. She used to breathe on the back of my neck. Oh, she did it. She did it. For the children, I'm like, oh, if we weren't surrounded by children, I'd punch you in the fucking leg right now. I'm 39. Why are you so bugging me? Stop bugging me. But yeah, I was not the best big sister, so I guess she's like making up for it now. But yeah, and stuff like that. But anyway, I did have a lot of fun. I ate my lunch there. I made a bag lunch with all the kids. It was really cool, and it was just interesting to see how as much of a different kind of landscape that they're being schooled in is so much different from my kids and the way we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still the same. It was really cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, glad you had a good time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to jump in real quick. I have a feeling my pick and/or pan may be Shaun's pick and/or pan, and I'm kind of interested to see if it is what his take on it is. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but my pick is Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I actually just read something today that it is the third highest rated Transformers movie. It's at like 50. Now, this is not a good rating, by the way. It's like at 54% on the tomato meter. The number 2 is the original Bayformers movie, which is like at a 57, 58, something like that. And the number 1 is Bumblebee, which came out just a couple of years ago, and it's like a 90-something. And you know what? It deserves to be a 90-something because it's a fantastic movie. I actually really like that one. But anyway, my boys and I, Thursday night, I went and got dinner, and I was like, hey, do y'all want to watch a movie with me? And they're like, yeah, maybe. So we ended up watching the first Bayformers movie. I wanted them to see it, kind of have an idea. I'm not a fan of Michael Bay's Transformer movies. What's funny is I do like, if you go back and you look at his older stuff, I like his older movies. Like The Rock. The Rock is a fantastic movie. I think that my problem is I wanted something more of the Transformers movies than just kind of big explosions and you know, and that's unfortunately not what we got. But I actually enjoyed this movie. I don't care for the characterization of Optimus Prime in this one necessarily, just because he's very unsure of the humans. Which, by the way, one of the quick thing is, if you go to watch this movie, it seems like it is part of the soft reboot from Bumblebee because it takes place in '95, so it's before the events of all of the other Transformer movies except for Bumblebee. The main thing, well, like I said, I enjoyed it for the most part. The fighting was good. I liked most of the characters and everything. The end. The last thing from the movie, and I won't give it away, but the last thing from the movie that it sets up, cool. I was like, I will go see that. I want to see what happens with this. So I left the theater thinking, damn it, the next Transformers movie that comes out, I'm probably going to have to go see. And we can discuss that afterwards. I don't want to give it away because it's only been out for a couple days. So if you have not seen it, if you are a fan of the other, I call them Bayformer movies. If you're a fan of Bayformer movies, you're gonna like this one. It's a lot of the same stuff. It's that is one of the good things that I really liked about this movie. The robots are in it a lot. There are times where we go off and we're getting the backstory and stuff on the two main human characters, but the robots are in it for the majority of the movie. And going back and watching the original one, that was one of my biggest problems. In fact, when I was watching it with my boys, they're like, "Dad, it's been like an hour. Like, when does Optimus Prime show?" And I'm just like, "We're almost to the point. We're almost there. It'll get there or whatever."
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny trying to explain something to them. Like, unfortunately, people think in order for you to connect and find someone to go through the movie with, that you has to be human, and it's like, no, that's not the case. Like, everyone has a favorite people who are fan of Transformers have a favorite Transformer. They don't need a human counterpart to figure out, oh well, this is how. No, they just want to see Bumblebee. Like, if Bumblebee's their favorite, they just want to see Bumblebee do stuff. So anyway, yeah, my pick is Transformers Rise of the Beast. So Shaun, what's your picking into our pan?
Transformers. Yeah, I saw Beast Wars today, or not Beast Wars.
It's basically Beast Wars.
So I'm a huge Beast Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some issues I had with the movie. Just, it was great seeing them, but one of the main things, I was really sad we didn't get to see a close-up of Rhinox and Cheetor's face when they're maximized. And that was like, seriously? Like, they're fighting in maximized form, but it's too quick. You don't get to see them.
You're right, it is very quick.
And the proportions were, they screwed that. Because the Maximals should have been the size of like an ape and a rhino, and Air Razor should not have been like 40 friggin' feet wingspan.
Like a jet, yes.
So that annoyed me. But all in all, the movie though was really great. Mirage was so funny. He was great in that. And yeah, Willie and I went and saw it, and he really liked it too.
Nice. Both my boys enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, and the big thing I found with this one, with the Bayformer movies, sometimes I had a hard time understanding the Transformers when they talked, because it would digitize so badly. Where this, all the dialogue was really clear.
Yes, so I agree with that too.
They learned. And my other pick is Diablo 4 got released, so I've been enjoying that. It's huge, and there's so much to relearn. It's been like 11 years since Diablo 3 came out, so yeah, it's a lot of work.
One other quick thing I want to throw out there, because I did have someone contact me on my Facebook. He has a 5-year-old kid, and he was like, hey, he's seen the trailers. He really likes Transformers. He wants to know, should I take him to this movie? And I said, well, minorities are represented very well in the movie, so that's a benefit. There's no girls running around in super short skirts doing these really, like, do we really need the sexual overtness in these movies like we had in the first Bayformer movies? I was like, that was fine. I said the only problem is there's a pretty popular character that dies. So depending on who your son's favorite is, you may or may not want to watch this movie. Go ahead and DM me. And sure enough, he did. And when I wrote him back, he's just like, oh yeah, that's his favorite. I'm like, okay, don't watch this movie.
Yeah,
it's like, don't take a 5-year-old to go see this movie and be like, they killed him. Oh my god, they killed him.
Yeah.
So
the other thing I gotta show, that freaking Mark Wahlberg reference, the Funky Bunch.
Yes, that was funny.
So good. Oh my god. He's going into acting. I don't think that's going to work.
I will say the dialogue for Mirage was awesome.
Oh,
It
it
just
was
kills
so
me
good.
because the fact that he's Mirage, and I was like, yeah, and they made him a Porsche. Originally, he was a
That was
F1 racer,
jazz.
which they did. There was a little tip of the hat for that for a second.
Yep.
I said, but Mirage's abilities were actually just becoming invisible. I said the ability to like duplicate himself and do different, holograms and stuff. I said that was technically Hound. So,
Yeah.
but I think they've already used Hound in a different version or whatever. So, but anyway,
Yeah, they did. And
yeah. So, but
it
anyway,
was so funny when he like, hold up there, Donkey Kong.
yes, the writing on it was good. So, and apparently the guy who directed it is a huge Transformers fan, and I got that out of this. I was like, this guy loves Transformers, and I have a feeling he had a really big affection for Beast Wars as well. So,
yeah.
All right, well, that is our show for the month, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Google, Stitcher, wherever you listen or watch the show. We had some technical issues here at the beginning, but anyway, we have the better video going. I don't think most of my kids were playing games and my wife was streaming something at the same time, so hopefully I sound a little better this time around. But yeah, you can find us at epicallygeeky.com, where you can find all the shows, including the Marginally Geeky Show, Creatively Geeky, and Sustainably Geeky shows. We are on social media from time to time, mostly just posting when the new show's out. So if you're subscribed, you're good to go. You're covered. Where can we find you online, Ray?
The Reluctant Yeti on Instagram, if I ever post again. I'm not sure.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm busy working in the garage right now, trying to clean it up and get it ready for a shop, so there's nothing really to take pictures of.
Gotcha. Kris?
Here, Marginally Geeky and Creatively Geeky, and on Instagram at Moody Midlife.
Shaun?
Screwing with Wikipedia. Favorite pastime. Your favorite broken toy on Instagram, spelled the Canadian way, and I'm usually on Marginally Geeky.
And you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimachine on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For everyone on the site, have a good night.